Good morning, children. Yesterday I had started lesson 5, the 100 dresses part 1 from your first flight book. So let's recall what we studied yesterday and then we will continue the lesson today. Okay. So we came to know about Wanda Petronsky, who was a young Polish girl whose family had immigrated to America, and there in one of the towns she studied in a school with other American students. She belonged to a very poor family and couldn't afford to wear new dresses. Therefore, she would come to school in a faded blue dress every day. Her dress was clean but not properly ironed. And Wanda also had a fixed seat in her class. She used to sit in the corner of room number 13 in the last row where the rough boys sat and made a lot of noise. Often there occurred a lot of noise of the feet when some fun occurred. But Wanda was not like them. She was very quiet and timid. But as she came on foot from Boggins Heights area, she brought a lot of dirt with her shoes, and she preferred to sit away from the students of the elite class who made fun of her poverty. Wanda was a kind of an introvert girl and she kept quiet most of the time in her class. Nobody had ever heard her laugh. Students paid attention to her only outside the school hours, and while going back home, they waited for her in order to make fun of her. Two of her classmates, Peggy and Maddie, often did so. Peggy was pretty with her curly hair and was the most popular girl in the school. As she belonged to a rich family, she had several pretty clothes. Maddie, on the other hand, came of a moderate family but was Peggy's closest friend. Wanda Petronsky would become a victim of criticism and fun because of her weird name also and her faded dress. Peggy and Maddie were not bad girls, but they used to have some fun with Wanda as they found her name funny. Peggy made fun of Wanda and asked her how many dresses she had in her closet. Every time Wanda would reply that she had 100 dresses of different colors and designs. Peggy would also ask her if the dresses were made of silk or of velvet, and on being asked, Wanda would also tell them that she had also 60 pairs of shoes, and the girls would suppress their laugh when talking to her. But as soon as Wanda's back was turned, they would burst into laughter. Peggy may seem to be mischievous, but she was not arrogant. Rather, she saved younger girls from the bullies. But she and other girls couldn't understand why Wanda behaved strangely and gave false statements about her dresses and shoes. However, the girls only made fun of Wanda, they never made her cry. Maddie too was a poor girl and used to wear the clothes given by others. So she was little sympathetic towards Wanda but never objected to Peggy's remark as both were fast friends. But she herself never laughed at Wanda. She didn't like Peggy's asking Wanda about the dresses. And whenever Peggy mocked at Wanda, Maddie used to feel very bad. She wished that Peggy should stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. Maddie even decided to write a note for Peggy asking her to stop making fun of Wanda, but she couldn't gather up the courage to do so. Okay, so till here we had completed. You can see, children, this I recall the yesterday's class that we studied. Okay, so let's continue further from where we stopped. So here I think so from here I have to start. Okay, so now what happens sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm in her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Not that she felt sorry for Vanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Vanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dresses game. But suppose Peggy and all others started in or her on her next. She wasn't as poor as Vanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she should not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Vanda Petronsky. Already I explained to you children and hope you understood this, that Maddie she also belonged to just a moderate family, and she never liked when Peggy used to mock in a polite voice at Vanda, okay, and she didn't pay any attention, means she never laughed at Vanda along with Peggy, but she couldn't leave Peggy also because she was her fast friend. Okay, now they had invented the dresses game, and now she perhaps Vanda she was poor. Okay, but still she used to say that she had 100 dresses. Okay, so now Maddie wishes that Peggy should stop teasing Vanda Petronsky. Coming to the next para. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Vanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly. 8 times 8, let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note because she knew she never would have the courage to speak right out to Peggy to say, "Hey Peg, let's stop asking Vanda how many dresses she has." When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target. Now Peggy and the girls. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimmings so no one in room 13 would recognize it. Okay, so now what happens? Now today, on that day, they had been late to school. Who? Maddie and Peggy. Okay, now Maddie was glad, she was very happy that day, that now she hoped that Peggy won't make fun of Vanda. Okay, so she started just solving the arithmetic problems, but absent-mindedly, means without thinking much. She started 8 times 8, and likewise she was just murmuring. Now she just wished that she had the nerve, she had that courage to write a note to Peggy. Why she wanted to write a note? Because she didn't have the courage to speak directly to Peggy. For what purpose? That she should not ask Vanda Petronsky further questions regarding the dresses, that how many she has. Okay, because Maddie also was quite sympathetic towards Vanda. Okay, so what she did, when she finished her arithmetic problem, okay, she started writing a note to Peggy, but she paused and shuddered means she just shook. Okay, and then she pictured herself in the, and then they came out to the schoolyard, and a new target are Peggy and the girls. Now they again have chosen another person to make fun of. Now Peggy might ask her where she got the dress she had on. Now again Peggy starts the same question. Okay, she would ask that girl that from where she got the dress, and Maddie would have to say it was one of the Peggy's old ones. Now see, Maddie was also wearing one of the old dress. Already we had come to know that Maddie used to wear the dresses, worn out dresses, means given by the relatives or friends. So here she was also wearing one of the Peggy's old dress, which just Mary's mother had tried to disguise. Disguise means to conceal, to hide it with some new type of trimmings done on it. Trimmings means ornamenting some in different way. It was laced or so, to give it a new look, so that no one would ask her, or no one would just recognize that dress, that whose it was. Actually it was Peggy's dress that Mary was wearing, but to hide it, Mary's mother had just changed the look of that dress. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well. Mary ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. What difference did it make? Slowly, Mary tore into bits the note she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy couldn't possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. So now what happens? Now it's all upon Peggy, okay? That if she decides by herself that she won't further mock at anyone, then only she could stop making fun of Wanda, okay? Now Maddie was just trying very hard to complete the note which she was writing, okay? That telling to whom Peggy that she should not make fun of Wanda by asking her how many dresses she has. But what happens? Slowly she tore that page into bits, okay, the note she had started. Why? Because she didn't have that much courage. She was Peggy's best friend, okay, and Peggy was also very much popular girl in that whole room. Everyone liked her also, okay. So Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. Now Maddie thought that I should not write and tell her, because she was sure that Peggy would not do anything that would harm anyone, okay. As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggins Heights and stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash. You would look like a Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in pretended admiration. Okay, so Wanda, she was from Boggins Heights, and she always used to come alone to the school, and she had no friends that we came to know here. And even she hardly ever said anything to me. She never used to open her mouth, okay. She never talked to anyone by her own. Only what she talked about only the 100 dresses, okay. When she was asked whether she had dresses, she said that yeah, she had 100 dresses. So now Maddie was just remembering, okay, her telling that once Wanda might have told her that what about her dresses. One was of pale blue with colored trimmings. Trimmings means, I told you, with some type of ornamental work done on that, okay, on that dress. So she remembers that Wanda had told her that she had one pale blue with colored on trimmings, and another was the jungle green color with a red sash, means the scarf, okay, over it. And when she told likewise, all the girls said, just admired her, okay, just praised her by saying that, oh, then she would look like a Christmas tree in that. That was also a mockery done at her, okay. So they pretended means they were not real. Only a false appreciation was given to her. Okay, when you will wear that pale blue and your jungle green dress, you will really look like a Christmas tree. So they had mocked at her. Who remembers? Maddie remembers all this when Wanda had once told to her. Thinking about Vanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in a closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys, of designing the motorboats. Probably, Peggy would win the girls' medal. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. At least, that's what everybody thought. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. Oh, Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners. They had no. Now, Maddie was just in thought about Wanda and about her 100 dresses, which were all kept in a very proper way in her almirah. Okay, now Maddie began to wonder. She was just wondering that who is going to win the drawing and coloring contest. One drawing and coloring contest competition was held in the class, and now she was guessing who would be the winner. For girls, the contest consisted of designing dresses, means the topic given to the girls was to design the dresses, and the boys were asked to design the motorboats. Okay, so probably means possibly everyone in the classroom, they thought that Peggy only would win the girls medal. Okay, why? Because they knew that she was very good in drawings. She could even copy a picture in a magazine, means exactly she can draw what she can see, or she just finds in front of her. She could draw it easily, and everyone was knowing that in the classroom that she was brilliant in drawing and she only would be the girls winner. Okay, and Maddie was quite sure that Peggy only would win this competition, and the next day the teacher was going to announce the winners. Okay, so they would come to know that who is going to be the winner of this competition. Which competition? Drawing and coloring. The next day it was drizzling. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street, the street that far, far away under the railroad tracks and up the hill led to Boggins Heights. Anyway, they weren't taking chances on being late today because today was important. So now the next day it was the day of the result announcement. So but that day it was drizzling, means light rain was falling, and they both were going to school under Peggy's umbrella. Who? Maddie and Peggy, both were under one umbrella, and that day they didn't wait for Wanda. Okay, where they used to wait? On the corner of Oliver Street. Okay, they used to wait there because that street was far away from that tracks and the hill area from where Wanda used to come, Boggins Height. Okay, so they didn't want to take chance to get late because that day was very important for them. Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winners today? Asked Peggy. Oh, I hope so. The minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course you will win, Peg. Hope so, said Peggy eagerly. And so, hope so you understood. So, Peggy asked just a question that whether Miss Mason, I told you Miss Mason was the class teacher, whether she's going to announce the winner. So, Maddie also said that yeah, hope so. As soon as we will enter the class, we will get the announcement of the result, and I am sure you only will be the winner, Peg. Peg is the short nickname of Peggy here. So they were waiting very eagerly for their result. Okay, now the minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room, on every ledge and window sill, dazzling colors and brilliant, lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them all lined up. These must be the drawings for the contest. They were. everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. Now, what was the surprise that day? As soon as they entered the classroom, all the children, okay, they just stopped for a while and gasped. Means they took a deep breath. Okay, seeing what was there in the room, they stopped and they had to take the deep breath. Okay, so what was there? There were the drawings all over the room. The room was completely filled with the drawings on every ledge. Ledge means on the outer part. Then windows well means on the windows edge, even the drawings were there with dazzling means here very bright and shining colors were used for the drawing. Lavish designs, okay, very grand, very beautiful designed dresses were there, and all were drawn on the big sheets of the wrapping paper, you know very well, the paper which are used to wrap the things. Okay, so the complete wall along with the window edge and everything was covered with the drawing. And these must be the drawings. All these drawings were obviously related to that contest, and they were, and everybody stopped there and they started whistling. Okay, and even murmuring, started speaking in a low voice and admiring. They were appreciating those drawings. Okay, it were so beautiful drawings of all the dresses that it made everyone stop there to take the breath and to praise those drawings. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Jack Beggles had won for the boys, she said, and his design for an outboard motor was on exhibition in room 12 along with the sketches by all the other boys. So, when the whole class gathered there, they assembled there, okay, together, then the class teacher, Miss Mason, she announced the winners. For the boys, what was the topic? It was the motorboats, isn't it? So, who was the winner? Jack Beggles. He won from the boys' side, and she said that the motor designs, they were on exhibition, they are shown in room number 12 along with the sketches of all other boys. Means all the drawings of all the contestants were displayed in room number 12 and they can go and see there, and among them Jack Beggles was the winner. As for the girls, she said, although just one or two sketches were submitted by most, one girl and room number 13 should be proud of her. This one girl actually drew 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. I am very happy to say that Vanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. So now children, see what's the surprise over here. Now it was the turn for the declaration of the girls' result. So Miss Mason announced that just one or two sketches on most of the girls who participated, they had submitted either one or two sketches maximum, okay, of the drawings of those dresses. But only one girl in that room number 13, okay, she only had drawn 100 designs which were all different and all very beautiful. Okay, she was the only one girl and really everyone was proud of her. And even the judges, they decided that that girl is only the worthy one for winning the prize. And when she announced the name of Vanda Petronsky, she was the winner of the girls' medal for that contest. Okay, drawing and coloring contest. Unfortunately, Vanda has been absent from school for some days and is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. Let us hope she will back tomorrow. Now, class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her exquisite drawings. Now, unfortunately means it really we are unlucky that Vanda has been absent from school from some days, and she is not here to receive the applause. Applause means the praise from all of us, okay, but it is due to her. We will, whenever she will come to school, really we have to appreciate for her work, and let us hope she will back tomorrow. So the teacher says that let's hope that she comes to school the next day. And now she just asked the whole class, the girls, to just move around in that room quietly and look at her exquisite drawings. Exquisite means very beautiful and marvelous, okay. So just to have a look on all the drawings, the children burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in their mouths and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. See, now when the teacher asked to have a look on all the drawings, the children, they burst into applause, which they means they were really feeling so proud of seeing all such beautiful drawings with very bright and brilliant colors and all different designs, okay. So even the boys, they were getting very happy, very glad to stamp their just on the floor, foot on the floor, means the just they want to put the feet on the floor, okay, and put their fingers in their mouths, and they wanted to whistle. What are all these marks of? To applause or to appreciate, okay. And though they were not interested, the boys, they were not much interested in seeing the dresses, but this time they were really very much excited to see that. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There's that blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, said Peggy. And here's that green one, boy, and I thought I could draw. Okay, so Maddie just said in a very low voice that, listen, see that blue dress, okay, about what she told us. See, it's really very beautiful. So Peggy also agreed that really the dress is beautiful, and she also remembered that green dress. Just little earlier we learned that Vanda used to talk about these two dresses, pale blue and jungle green, if you remember, children. So these two dresses were also displayed over there, and Peggy was really now feeling little bit sorrowful that she could have drawn that beautiful drawings and she could have been the winner, but this time it was not possible. And so who was the winner? Vanda Petronsky became the winner. So this winning, okay, it just, what it helped everyone's mouth got shut now, okay. Now no one was there who would mock at her or who would make fun of her, but now everyone's mouth was opened with the words of appreciation and praise for that girl, okay. So it was her talent that made her to become famous and popular, okay, in between those people who always used, who is her friends, who always used to discriminate her, isn't it? So here we come to the end of the story, children. Hope so you understood it. And so what is the theme we got? One is about the bullying, okay. It's a really bad habit, children, and you should not follow it. And another theme is about the racial discrimination, which many of us may have faced or may have meant out to others. But really, this is also, okay, a bad aspect, I can say, the sad aspect of human life. In many countries, still this discrimination is being done or followed. So here it is a story of a Polish girl who is living in America, and she is humiliated for being different in the name in the terms of name or her unusual dresses, etc. So we should learn that We should not just judge the people on the basis of all such outer things, materialistic things, dresses or everything, but what matters a lot is the values which they possess, isn't it? So let me stop here and just go through the lesson once again, try to understand it. So goodbye children, till the next class. Have a great day.